Hello, hello, I am Kasasagi Urusagi, and I am here with more Final Fantasy XIV. I forgot what I was playing for a sec. I looked blankly into my cat girl's eyes and try and recall. Oh, I look like a disaster. I forgot. We are, there is a Primal afoot, and we are looking for information on how to stop him, and we are on like this insane fetch quest for food, because the only way to get information about this Primal is to do stuff for these guys, and no one's happy about it. But let's continue on. Oda wants you to hunt the most dangerous game. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that, and you did manage to obtain that Anatois egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The Noah I once fought also believed that his strength would give him the, oh my god, this man's rolling R's is not a thing I can do. The Noah I once fought also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I am Nah. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills, instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood that victory goes to the patient, the cunning, and the pragmatic. That is why I claimed my position, and it is still why I hold it, and it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. The children of the sands do not offer aid to strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognized as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east lies an Almaja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned both for his strength and his guile. To even face this Almaja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him away from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this I will offer you no advice, only the sworn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior and bring me his necklace. So Suncats, which is these guys, and me, they all have tribes, and the tribes is the letter at the beginning of your name. So Akali, and Yashtola's a Suncat too. She belongs to the Y tribe, I belong to the A tribe, this is the U tribe. So the first letter really isn't part of their name so much. So technically our girl's real name is Kali. Akali, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the A right, is, Akali is like Miss Kali is kind of how you, that's like a good reference point. It's impolite to just call them without this letter here. So Stola is it's just Stola, and I don't know if anyone just calls her Stola. Thancred might occasionally, but if you were on personal terms with her, you could just call her Stola. Otherwise, it's always something like Miss Stola. That's what the Y in her name represents. It's what the A in my name represents. So it'd be like Miss Kali. Where am I going? This way? I'm not worried. I'm not even on my mount. I'm just walking. So, the Suncat Society, it's all about the dudes. And so, so the naming convention of the Suncats is you've got your tribe letter, your first name, and then for the boys, it's what order they were born in. So, Nua is like firstborn, like the leader. And you'll see a lot of Tias, which are thirdborns, I believe. And for girls, it's your tribe letter, your first name, and then the name of the father that sired you. Without the letter, obviously. That's how that works. Yeah, and it's sort of like one man. He sort of rules the tribe. He sires the kids mostly. Where Mooncats, it's a women rule society. And they take a mate and then kick him to the curb usually. Or they fuck off. Can't quite remember. Oh, he's not. Look at this little guy. Look at him run with his little legs. He's going so fast. Let's see if I can find some examples. Oh, we just have first names here. But yeah, so it's like Mr. Goramuli, Mr. Omano. See, all you tribes. But we don't have any last names here. Except his, because he is. Oh, here. That's a Tia. So I think that's third born, I believe. And he's firstborn and leader of the tribe. Yeah, there's another Tia. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? 'Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It will make an excellent trophy. The spear? It belonged to one of his brothers. I knew when he spied it from afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck? I wonder. Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek. Ulanna is finally willing to tell you of the ingredient you seek. A shame we did not meet when I was still in the company of heroes. Get out of me. You would have made a fine recruit, but no point in dwelling on what cannot be. You have a Welwick worm to hunt. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but Welwick worms are far fewer in number. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. Those worms prey on the smaller creatures of the Sagoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There is an area teeming with anglers to the east. I will mark it upon your map, along with the location where Welwick worms are most frequently sighted. Be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If your skills are lacking, it will devour you as well. My skills are not lacking. Look at all these worms. I don't think that angler counted. Yeah, oh, I just need a regular angler. Then pull out a new minion. And go away. There he is. He's got little legs. It's very upsetting. Like this little oasis. Did I touch this rock? I did. Good, good, good. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Akali. The meat will need to be heavily smoked before I ship it to Westwood. No, worry not. You have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to say that I know not of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and see Westwood's council. But hold a moment. Since you will be meeting the captain again soon, there is something I would like you to deliver to him for me. Finally, I'm looking a little bit better. The purple sleeves were really killing me. Uodo no would like you to deliver the gift to Westcott. The captain was always very fond of this brandy wine. I would be grateful if you could deliver it on my behalf. I was reckless, angry youth when I first joined the company, and he would have been well within his right to cast me out. Everything I have I owe to his wisdom and generosity. I, Westwood, was a firm yet fair teacher and an expert molder of men, and I suspect that it is still the case now. Please give him my regards, Akali. Boy, I sure do hope I grab that Costa del Sol teleport. Thank goodness. Dun, 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 dun. Well met, Akali. Landano and Odon both spoke highly of you. What brings you here today? Ah, my favorite. I shall thank the Nup personally. Now you have but one ingredient left. Fortunately, you will not have to travel to Alenrad this time to obtain it. Westcott would like to tell you about the final ingredient needed for the banquet. Truth be told, I never intended for you to collect this last ingredient. Bravelox, my old quartermaster, wished to bring it to Costa del Sol herself. However, not long ago she sent word that there's been some trouble at the long stop and that the delivery would be delayed indefinitely. She told me nothing of the incident itself, but I fear the situation may be dire. Though I would like nothing more than to aid her myself, I have no choice but to turn to you and your allies. Make haste to the Hidden Fall docks and speak with Ozan Nozan. He will direct you to Raincatcher Galley, where Bravelox and her people have made their home. What's the hurry, venturer? Something happened over at the Gobby settlement? I don't know why you're so eager to help a bunch of beastmen, but go on and take the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you to Raincatcher Gully. What's going on here? Pish, ksh, tongue flaps of Westgate by reaching ears of Bayflocks. Uproar is come for tasty fresh gobby treats, yes? Quest prize of Uplander deep in Longstop. Flighty beast chase Gobbyflock from homes. Gobbyflock needs goodly Uplander give safety to Longstop with much hand lending. Oh. Come on, DPS. Two Barts. Tank is taking a lot of damage. I suspect they are not using any cooldowns. They're a bit undergeared. Should definitely have new pants and stuff at this rate, but ooh, they just get chunked. They are not using cooldowns though. That's not helping anything. This is gonna be rough. Oh boy. Now they're using weapons. Oh god, he's gonna die again. Well, not again, but... Woof. Well, they're paladin weapons. I hope you take them and put them on. Just a heal bot, I guess. Damn, I really wish we'd save the other gobbies. So I can get some accessories. For the love of God. This is very unpleasant. Please do not pull this entire swamp. Zero only class. That makes sense. If you're doing MSQ, you should have better pants at this point. At least they know to dodge AoEs. That would make this a whole lot harder. No, 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 no. Oh, no. God damn it. That's too many for you. This is actually neat. I was gonna sneak in here myself to see if there was a treasure chest I could grab. But if we're just gonna do it, there used to be a treasure chest back here. I suspect there probably isn't one anymore. That blows. Okay. Didn't think I had time to get all my dots. Insane. I was not gonna get out of there. I was trapped in a bubble, and they DPS have to break me out. Some seemed uninterested in doing it, but the tank did get me out, so that was kind of sweet. Oh, me again. That's really cruel. No, no, no. You gotta be careful, because the tank, I can get killed if it's tank busters. Oh my god. Oh, I appreciate the thought, though. Yeah, I get to be instantly killed if it tank busters, so that was very scary. Please let me have gear. That was me constantly healing him too. Fucking hell. You cannot pull that much. You haven't been, but okay. Tank is way too small. I can see them right up here, so I knew. We can go into the battle logs if this dude wants to fight with me about it. If you're getting chunked for 500 damage, there's nothing I can do to help you. You only have 1,000 health, like, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You're out of range. I don't have any more MP after this. Like, that's it. I am trying so goddamn hard. It's unbelievable. I can't. Please don't spit at me. Please don't spit at me. Ugh. That was so hard. Like, it was so hard. I don't even think this is a better stick for me. No, I think I have the Tolly, or what's it called? Karn stick, so it's not even better. Did I get anything? Oh, I got a new coat. It's so cute. And I don't look too bad. That tank though, for real. And just in case. Goodly Uplander has thanks of Gobbyflock. The flighty beast was tricksy foe, but Uplander outwitted with plans making. Uplander has good head for fighty think. Brayflock's happy gives tasty fresh gobby treats to clever Uplander. Cheese is stinky sweet gobby treats, special make with secret gobby hearts. No party complete without gobby gouda, Brayflax ever say. Thanks for the nasty cheese. I'm just doing myself a favor. I gather you solved Bayflox's little problem? By the gods, that unholy stench. This is a definitely goblin cheese. Judging from the smell, this should be quite flavorful. How is it made? It's best you remain ignorant of such things. I still remember when I learned what kind of milk they use. Ugh. That's disgusting. Oh. Westcoit would like to congratulate you on a job well done. Bravo, Akali. Thanks to you, our guests shall be honored with a marvelous banquet. But what good is an exotic feast without an equally exotic aperitif? Luckily, I know just the person to ask. Make your way to Wineport and seek out Shamani Lohomani, another former member of the company. All you have to do is give him this order slip. He'll take care of the rest. Oh, and if you're wondering if this is merely a ploy to test your patience, I assure you I do actually need that wine. And while you're there, give Shishami Lohomani my regards. All according to plan. Sweet grime and blood. Ah, you reek of blood, adventurer. Unless I'm mistaken, what brings you to Wineport? An order? Let me guess. A request for the finest vintage I can muster? The paper smells of loam and perfume. Costa del Sol! And there is also unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes, Master Giru would not settle for anything less than the best. Derwitzis and his crew must be busy preparing an exotic feast, hence his decision to rely on an adventurer. But perhaps you are confused. The display of deduction was not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways. But you've no interest in my affairs. You wish only to discuss the wine, I suspect. Shishami Lomani would like to discuss wine with you. It can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, even when it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary. Of course, say what you will about the nature of that work, none can deny that it pays well. But you grow impatient, and Wissacut must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages are hoarded by Bragland, who knows and operates the largest winery in Vildebrand. Somehow I doubt that he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of this polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion, and I care not for interruptions. Huh? The Nephite Vintiter bade you speak with me? Neither you nor his friend has the palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gubu urine than sell you my worst vintage. Be gone from my sight. Wow. Wow. I take it he said no. Really, in those words? Well, I cannot say that I am surprised. While there's no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limsa Lominsa is not a man for his tact. Very well, we shall take an alternative approach. Shavmani Lomani has another bright idea. There is a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee this would not be a problem. Alas, the quantity of our product has declined sufficiently in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say their grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the Venerans of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Batches grapes were once the pride of this town, and they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. Aye, the legendary Bacchus wines were born right here in Wineport. pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample this particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. But as is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed, along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wines. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Blylant to part with his wines, then our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine and offer them every gill we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the vineyards tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them? What? Do I have Bacchus wine? I wish I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, but you're a few years too late. Bacchus wine? Ugh, don't remind me. I used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. Thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody Primal showing up at my goddamned house. No luck, most regrettable, but we had to try. But Bacchus wine could have been perfect for the occasion. Though I must confess my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a vintner. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Ogomoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much I could experience even in my condition to help me find a new direction in life. Oh, it breaks my heart to think that the wonderful ambrosia, which once filled me with hope, may be lost to us forever. Shamani Lomani appears to be in deep thought. I must say, this talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there is much I miss about my life with the company of heroes. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. I have no fear. I swear I shall find a suitable wine at the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Velbrand as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die, because I very nearly found one not far from here. It was there that a man named Dress took me in and nursed me back to health. Oh no! And it was he who gave me my first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I am pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Dress sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully Dock, so perhaps Tidus can tell you where to find him? Oh no! Was it a nap gone wrong? Dressed? Oh, you mean the hermit. I tossed him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk about himself, and I sure as hell don't ask. Oh, that makes sense. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone, I say. If you've a mind to find him, though, you'd head southwest to the Severed String. Are you in lockdown where you are? We should be in lockdown. I feel like I've been in lockdown for a year. And I have been, technically. Oh, shoot. I went the wrong way. It do be like that. No music in the gully, huh? Final Fantasy 14? That's so bizarre. I wonder if it's just because it's night. What do you want? I got you some wine, buddy. Wine? I didn't ask for this. Who sent you? Hey. Dressed is suffering from extreme duress. Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midgets, the buzzing, it keeps me awake. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. Please, make the buzzing stop. Make the midgets go away. Yeah, no problem, buddy. The midges. Uh-oh, that person died. Right in front of me. Do you want to get up? Well, I think they're doing their machinist quest. That's what I would have to assume. Well, I've done all I can. I can't make them take my res and get back up on their feet. I could have sworn I saw them die. So they should be like... Maybe they're just embarrassed. I am too. When I die out in the wilderness. but it happens to everybody. It's not so loud anymore. Did you do that? Thank you. You helped me even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission in when the maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape with the others. No one else survived. I didn't ask for this, damn it. I'm not even Garlean. They conquered my lands just like they tried to conquer yours. I didn't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway around the world. I just want to go home. Drest appears to be in greater control of his facilities. I wish to thank Shamani for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to bear a gift back to him? Earlier today, at Red Mantis Falls, I collected sap from nearby palm trees. If it is placed in coconut shells and stored for a few bells' time, it makes for a fine wine. See? It should be ready by now. I left 3 shells up there. Please take them to Shamani for me, and I'm glad he has moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Oh man, don't it sound so delicious? I would love a Boston cream donut. Or a Long John. Or even just a regular chocolate sprinkled donut. Or a munchkin? Like the chocolate or the powdered munchkins? The little donut holes? I'm on the moon. That sounds so good. So tasty. I am on the wrong... No, I'm not. I'm fine. It has been some time, Akali. What news do you have of Dress? I got you some coconuts. Ah, yes. I recall he did have some knowledge of winemaking, a simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We are not so different, Dress and I, 2 men who have long struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thoughts for far too long. It is past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him, Akali. Shamani Lamani is brimming with glee, and he wishes to share the reason with you. By the gods, Akali, listen. I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I've just discovered something extraordinary about Dressed palm wine. He sealed each coconut shell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual odor. I thought I was going mad at first, but now I know I am certain. These are the leaves of the Bacchus grapevine. Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Raincatcher Gully, the legendary vine still grows. If we could obtain a cutting, we could revive the Butch's wine industry. We must know where Dress found these leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see what he remembers. I am once again going the incorrect way. I am all turned around. It's actually a two-seater mount, so someone can sit right next to you on the whale. And they are actually making, they call it the Void Whale, and I do not believe it's available yet, but it's going to be, it's going to be an 8-seater mount. So, which is the 2 years ago, it was a huge deal because they released Noctis's car from Final Fantasy 15, and then that was a 4-seater mount. So everyone, like, was in the back of the car, and you were just driving through these plains and deserts and stuff. So that was a huge deal. And now they've got this this 8-seater whale mount in the future. It's gonna be available in the next month or so. Oh, hello again. What is it? I've got some leaves. It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty. Didn't know it was rare. I found them near the Juggernaut to the south, but I didn't see any grapevines. I saw fresh Goobo tracks, though. Maybe the leaves came from the vines growing on the back of one such beast? If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some Gobos are more territorial than others, and you may have to defend yourself. Is that person still out there dead? I don't know about that. I got a stick. Now I'm out of here. Oh, the motorcycle's just as good. It plays the chase music from Final Fantasy VII, if I had the music on. What did Drest have to say, Akali? Tell me everything. Aha, I was right. This smell, this texture. I hold in my hands a Bacchus grapevine cutting. Come now, enough of this nonsense. I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vinter could... 12 as my witness. It is a Bacchus grapevine. Wherever did you find this fantastic specimen? Why would you offer... You would offer this to me? But why? There is none better positioned to reconstruct the Bacchus vineyards than you, Master Bragonet. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish for me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear every tavern across the Eorzea will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Bacchus wine. Sir, you needn't. Wait, the shape of the bottle, the scent of this label. This couldn't possibly be. A 1547 Bacchus? But that's impossible. This vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity. It was the crown jewel of my personal collection. For years I debated opening it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time, but now I realize that it was never meant for me. It should be savored by the saviors of Wineport, I'd say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Garaju will find no finer wine. You have forever changed, Wineport Akali. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. But do not permit me to delay you any longer. Pray deliver the wine to Captain Weskia. Well, yes, I would very much like to drink it, but I am a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me, so what of the wine I asked you to bring? Is that 7 hells of 1547 Bacchus? Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit I didn't think you had it in you. But congratulations, Akali. Thanks to you, this will be our most luxurious feast Costa del Sol has seen in years. Considering the lengths you went to, I hope our guests appreciate it. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. She appears to be growing somewhat impatient. Perhaps you could tell her that the banquet is about to begin? Y'shtola is concerned for your well-being. You have the look of a woman who has been to the 7th hell and back. That a guest should be expected to supply the victuals for a banquet held in her own honor, and this while the shadow of Titan looms over us all, it beggars belief. I can only applaud your stoicism. Had I been asked to endure such ignominy, I fear I should have accepted my lot with less grace. I don't know how wine works, but apparently the older it is, the better? Maybe? Lady Y'shtola! Lady Yana! A thousand pardons for this extreme discourtesy. I was wholly unaware of your true identity, madam. Had I known, I would have never permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. Come now, she must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would send you running the length of breadth of yours for a banquet, did you? Spare her your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Akali has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten her. Aye, fair's fair. There's no sense hiding it any longer. We 5 were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath. And that anyone who would follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation, but by their deeds. Each man would judge these would-be slayers by his own criteria. If even one found her wanting, she would be rejected without a second thought. But if she proved herself worthy, we swore that we would do our utmost to support her cause. The world has ever been full of brave souls eager to give their lives for a righteous cause, but all too few are capable of making a difference with their sacrifice. To send wave after wave of hapless adventurers into the jaws of a foe against whom they have no hope of victory is worse than futile. Titan is not one to be challenged lightly, and we will not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the 5 of you designed to test Akali with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I am sure. But tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? She is a brave one, that much is certain. She willingly walked into the midst of danger, despite my repeated warnings that it could cost her her life. Her skill is undeniable. She stalked her prey as relentlessly as any child of the sands, and struck with precision when an opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days care only for fortune and glory. Akali, however, is a kind and generous soul. I am certain she has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at her side. I know. Willie Uplander is talentful plansmaker, trisks his foes for mighty Rockman. I can only concur with my colleagues' assessments. We five of the Company of Heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down the Lord of Crags, Akaliana, and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. When the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Summon the dancers and pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends, for today we celebrate the birth of a new legend, Akaliana, Titan's Bane. Akaliana, Titan's Bane! Oh man, they used to make me set the table too. Like, as one less slap to the face. Congratulations, sweetling. Now relax and enjoy the show. It has only just begun. I wish the weather was better. It's like raining. Tasting the exotic feast triggers a divine revelation. In that brief, transcendent moment, you glimpse the true form of reality, comprehend its fleeting nature, and cry out to the heavens in celebration. When you face the Lord of Crags, think not of Limsa no Mensa, Eorzea, or anything beyond this chamber. Think only of the men and women by your side. Fight for them, and they will fight for you. Remember that no great victory was ever achieved alone. There was a turtle egg, worm meat, very, very stinky cheese, and the best wine this world has ever seen. Krish, godly Uplander must be facing mighty Rockman with clever fighty think. Cubby Flock cannot be coming to rescue this time. Akali, you brave fool, promise me that when you meet Titan, you'll look him in the eye and tell him that Lancel sends his regards? You are a veteran of countless battles, Akali. This is but one more. Trust in your experience and you will prevail. You are blessed with a fortitude to rival the earth itself. Titan will struggle to break you, I think. You are kind to indulge them, Akali. This banquet is as much for the company as it is for you, whatever they may claim. I do not deny that they mean well, but now is scarcely the time for celebration. Though they have all but pronounced you the victor, the battle with Titan has yet to begin. The hour has come for the good captain to make good on his promise. We must speak with him again. Y'shtola has no patience for this stuff. Westcliffe truly intends to tell you how you may face Titan this time. You must be eager to face Titan. As promised, we will show you the way. Travel to Bronze Lake in Upper Lanosia. There you will meet with Ryol, another man who once served the company. To ensure that his knowledge does not fall into the wrong hands, he will remain in hiding until you have given him the correct signal. Give me your map. You must whistle loudly at 3 locations I mark. Only then will he appear to meet you at this 4th location. I realize this may seem excessive now, but you will see that it is more than reasonable once you comprehend the risks inherent in our method. I probably don't have him. Bronze Lake. Ugh. Oh, it's raining even harder here. Greetings, lass. Might you be the one the captain said would come a-callin'? I thought so. Pay attention now, 'cause I ain't explaining myself twice. Royal is waiting for you to give him your undivided attention. Years ago, when we was weighing up how to get to Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across the beastman Aetherite, see? What's that look for? Not familiar with him? He speaks of an unamplified Aetherite, which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there is no fundamental difference between such Aetherites and those which you have used on countless occasions, Kali. Ah, well, if it ain't the Charlatan lass. Welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to wait for your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. The tunnels beneath Ongororo form a bewildering labyrinth that no outsider has ever fully explored. How the company of heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. Give us a bit of credit, love. We ain't daft enough to try and go in the front. The kobolds are always digging new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step and the next thing you know, you got 100 tons of rock weighing on your noggin. Suicide to even try, see? Funny thing was, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around, and that's what got us thinking. I mean, Ongoro mines are like a bleeding city, right? Ain't they? And getting around the city that big would be right pain in the ass if you didn't have an Aetherite, wouldn't it? So it stood to reason that the kobolds must have one, didn't it? Huh. Even if there were Aetherite shards in the depths of Ongomoro, you wouldn't have need to attune yourselves to them before you could identify their signatures within the life stream. Ah, well, that's where you're wrong, love. We had this Charlian bloke to help us, see? Delivered us right into Titan's bedchambers, he did. I don't know what he did, but I do remember her saying it weren't nothing any Charlian scholar worth her salt couldn't manage. Did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Aetherites in question happen to be... Ah, yes. But in order to guide a traveler and said beacon safely, a second party would be required to... It is possible, in theory at least, yet I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly all will depend on whether or not I am worth my salt. Oh, you are, lass. Don't you worry about that. Had a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run and take a closer look at the Aetheryte? It ain't far, though there's sure to be a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can't handle, mind. Everyone's accents give me such a hard time. I get all tongue-tied. I think Urianji's the worst with his Shakespearean talk. It is so dark. Excuse me, pay me no mind, please. Don't look at me. Well, now you've gone and done it. So this is the Aetheryte the Company of Heroes used to gain access to Titan's Sanctuary. It is as popularly most speculated. In its present state, this Aetheryte signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. I may, however, be able to use my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you will have to proceed without me, Akali. I must needs remain here and supplement this beacon's power, lest you be denied your only path of escape. Fear not, I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. With effort, it is possible that I may be able to stabilize the Aetheryte signal and thereby join you, albeit belatedly. Until such time as I do, you will be on your own. Now let us see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon, one far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there, so stint not in your preparation. Alright. What level is Titan? Oh, 34. Most excellent. I have done my class quests in some time. Look, an Overdweller! Yes, yes, an invader from above! She uses our Aetherites against us! She has defiled Titan's sanctuary! Trespassed, violated, defiled! Overdwellers must leave, Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear her not, her fate shall be decided by the Lord of the Crags. Hear me, Overdweller, you and your treacherous brethren must be held on account of breaking of the covenant. You shall be first to face judgment, then Limsa and her oathbreakers, liars, betrayers, and oathbreakers. O Father, Lord of Crags, Titan we summon you. Titan we summon you, Titan we summon you. O Father, Lord of Crags, Titans we summon you, Titan we summon you. And I know. She looks good. He is come, the Lord of Crags, Titan is come. Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Their vile kin coveth ever the blessing of the land, and murdereth my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. But I am not the first to suffer thy defiance. Thou didst just bring Ifrit low. Godless overdweller, thy married heresy shall not go unpunished. Upon thee shall I wreak a terrible vengeance. The Lord of Craig's great father Titan has fallen. The crimes of the Overdweller shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never. 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant, who have acted only in defense of, we have acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Until our dying breaths we shall defy you, deny, decry, defy. Now these are the readings one would expect of an icon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure that is wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Retine. My curiosity, as you so elegantly put it, would have bested Titan in a blink of an eye. Why, if there is truth to the legends, it could readily subjugate the whole of Eorzea, given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What you say may be true, but while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve to change the course of this war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Fool. And now she has a foe. Fascinating. Carry on, Crystal Bearer, for though you have come, your work is far from done. And naught remained to mark his passing. Well, the Asians are, if not elusive. It is of little wonder that they should cast advanced teleportation magics as well. But that they would choose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you have had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetherite in Zelma's Run, and we will rendezvous at Cat Bronze Lake. Agree? No! Leave me alone. I am relieved to see you well, but come, let us discuss our next step. Y'shtola is keen to discuss your next task. Though word will have already reached Maelstrom Command, protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Akali. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Thank you for coming, Akali. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I am pleased to have it personally confirmed. First, Ifrit and now Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the warriors of light less keenly, and there can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. The people of Limsa Lominsa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the details of your report with the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Akali, this is Manphilia. Your Stola has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what is more, both you and your Stola emerged from Ogamoro unscathed. Why, Tataru and the others seemed as glad of that as they did of Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be waiting for your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Before I go do anything else, I very much need to do my White Mage quests. So those are what I shall do, and then we will go talk to Manphilia. Still raining, huh? Everywhere I go, it's raining. Oh, baby, it's raining, raining. Raining, baby, it's raining. Ray Osena would teach you to commune with the elementals. Ah, Akali, looking ever more the white mage, I see. And yet, I fear you are as ready to perform the quieting as a chocobo chick is to carry a wood whaler clad in full plate. But take heart, for we all must begin somewhere. Today I would teach you the art of communing with the elementals. This is, by any measure, the very foundation of our art. That means by which we preserve harmony between the forest and our people. Not far from Sorrel Haven you will find a tree, a mere sapling in the shadow of the guardian tree, but one that has likewise been consumed by anger and fear. I would ask you to placate this tree. The process is quite simple. Stand before the tree and raise your hands, commune with the elementals that reside within, and attune yourself to them, until your feelings are in absolute harmony. Be forewarned, however, an angry elemental can be as stubborn as my dear brother. Do not be surprised if you find your honest plea rebuffed and foul creatures sent to drive you from the forest. No matter what happens, you must remain calm. Dispatch the creatures, settle your heart, and speak with the tree once more. If your heart is true, your voice will reach the elemental ere long. Remember this, Sakali. Under no circumstances must you allow your anger and fear to overcome you. As practitioners of white magic, the magic of succor and solace, such emotions are endemic to our very existence. Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to do? Sorrel Haven. Ugh. Let's see. I assume up. You done? That was so simple. I guess that's all there is to it sometimes. placated the tree. A short while ago, I sensed a great anger abate. The forest is quieter, more welcoming now. It would seem you have passed your first test, Akali. The trees are the elementals, and the elementals are the trees. The lush verdure of the wood is inseparable from the spirits that dwell within it. But you do not need to hear this from me. Doubtless you felt it for yourself when you healed that tree. Above all else, the elementals prize harmony. When they sense a threat to harmony, they summon forth all the powers at their disposal to expulse it. For so long we have lived in peace with the elements. Why now do they turn against us? I can offer no answers, only theories. But one thing is certain, we must quell the Great One's fury and do it soon, lest Gridania bear the full brunt of the forest's wrath. To soothe the forest wounds and restore harmony, that is our duty as mages of the White, and it is a responsibility that transcends race or nation. I sensed your success in soothing the ailing tree, and am more certain of this than ever. Sadly, many cannot see past established practice and tradition, my dear brother among them. One would hope for a bit more open-mindedness, given his youth, but alas, his pride as a Pagi will not permit it. For my part, I am not entirely unsympathetic to his concerns, and yet the task before us is too great. We must bring him around to see the reason. But how? Forgive me, Akali. I would be alone with my thoughts for a while. Worry not, I will find a way to deal with Arun. Ray Osena would ask a favor of you. Akali, I owe you an apology. When last we spoke, I promised that I would find a way to convince my brother to accept you, but I fear he innately refuses to heed my words. Why, the more I try to reason with him, the more he shuts his ears to me. All pride and no common sense, that one I can scarce believe we are kin. So inherit is he to prove that you are unneeded, that he dashed out into the forest all alone, boasting that he would placate every last elemental and save the forest all by himself. Needless to say, such a task is far beyond his powers. There is a part of me that would like nothing more than to see the foolish boy learn his lesson, and yet, as his sister, I fear for him. Did you go look for him, Akali? Sincere or no, he is in many ways still a child, and the forest grows ever more unsafe these days. I thought to go myself, but if you were to save my brother from his own recklessness, perhaps he might finally see how fatuous he has been. When last I spoke with him, he announced his intentions to begin his efforts in the bramble patch. With any luck, you may still find him there. Now please go in haste before some ill fate befalls him. Oh, looks like I'm giving this Moogle a snuggle. Oh, I need to kill these things. Hold on. I need to kill these things. I need one more weevil. Bats, I also need to kill. Yeah. Hunt marks are marked with little beans. It's very cute. I believe quests, like main quest things, have the spiky Q or whatever it is. Everything is beans. If it isn't my sister's favorite adventure, come to show me up, have you? Well, you can march right back and tell sister that I'm doing just fine. I'm only resting. And even if I were hurt and unable to placate this tree, what could a run-of-the-mill adventurer like you do about it? I'm gonna show you up is what I'm gonna do. Beginner's luck. If you think healing a sapling or two is going to convince me that you are a worthy inheritor of the teachings of Master Atoa... Ah, Rune, you yourself do not believe those words. Sister, what are you doing here? Seeing to my pig-headed brother's safety. What do you think I am doing? For better or worse, it would appear you suffer only from bruises to your leg and your pride. Ah, Rune, for all your obscenity, I know deep down you are no fool. No, you are wise beyond your years. You realize as well as I the dire fate that will befall Gridania if we do not quell the Great One's fury and restore peace to the wood. The adventure is not Pagi, this is true, but what of it? Would you blindly trumpet tradition as the very forest turns against us and brings ruin to our home? We have a greater calling to answer, you know this. I do, sister. Ah, my dear Arun, what are sisters for if not to forgive their little brothers' fits of folly? Now, Akali, I believe the most important task of all still awaits us. Let us return to Camp Tranquil. Akali, thank you. I knew it was only a matter of time before Arun came around to reason, and yet his hesitance to accept you was not entirely unfounded. When we first met, I promised that one day I would share with you the tale of how white magic came to be regarded as a forbidden art. Well, I suppose this is as good a day as any for the retelling. The tale begins some 3 millennia ago in the 5th astral era. It was the time of the endless frost, when a barren wasteland of snow and rime stretched as far as the eye could see. Food was scarce, the warmth scarcer. The histories hold many a grim tale of those who died in their beds, starving and benumbed. So did our ancestors discover magic, born out of the most fundamental instinct, survival. In time, the winter thawed, and magic was no longer essential for surviving. But once awakened to its conveniencies, there was no returning to how things once were. Ere long, the people discovered all the myriad ways in which magic could be employed, and civilization flourished. But prosperity breeds contempt, and nations warred for power and riches. So did the people seek greater and greater power to rain destruction down from their enemies. So was born black magic, the most devastating form of sorcery the world had seen. At the same time, another form of magic emerged, brought forth by those who would keep this immense destructive power in check. That is white magic, our magic. Does this surprise you? Just as there can be no dawn without the night, the white and black are but two sides of the same coin. War raged on, and magic was used and abused with little concern for the consequences. And consequences there were. Unchecked use of magic soon dried the flow of aether, threatening to bring blight to the land. The magic of healing, it made little difference. If used with no concern for the aether, our magic could prove as ruinous to the land and as the most devastating black magic spell. And so, it was the practicing of white magic was forbidden, with one exception, the Pajal. Our kind were entrusted as sole shepherds of this now forbidden art, to serve as healers and bringers of peace, while ensuring that this great power would never again be misused. Though he is still young, Auron feels this profound sense of responsibility as strongly as any of us, thus his hesitance to accept you. But having seen your abilities and the sincerity of your actions, you can rest assured his doubts have been dispelled. With the three of us united in place and purpose, and your skills ever growing, the day where we may perform the quieting draws near. To our fortune, the Great One has not yet entirely consumed by fury, but our time remains short. To commune with the Great One and restore the 12 Wood to its former state of harmony, we must truly be of one heart and of one mind. It is to this end that Atawakant has guided you to us. Further your mastery of our art, Akali, and let us mend the wounds of the wood together. Alright. I need to move some things around. You don't belong here. Okay. Oh no, we need to go see Minfilia. What was that screaming I heard? I'm not sure I want to know. You hear that commotion just now? What in the seven hells were they doing in there? Wrestling a piece? You look like the adventurous type. Mind taking a quick look? This one is glad. Walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heaven she is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring her forth, and you may yet know mercy.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought.
No!
Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
She is very cool, Olivia. Walking one Monophilia. Ask this one too. In case walking one returned, this one was to say, at church in Eastern Thanalan, walking one must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect Monophilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Oh, 'tis sad. Something troubling you, my child. You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. If there is anything I can do to help you, anything at all, you need only ask. The wild roses are dead, father, and I know not what to do. The wild roses? I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? And you are certain Monfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray no further harm comes to them. You may stay here for as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Monfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly swear the self-same service to her brother and sister Scions. So please, no matter what you require, you do not hesitate to ask. Marquise, would you come here for a moment? Yes, father? If you require assistance, pray speak with Marquise. He is a trifle shy, but I assure you he means well. I should explain. Marquise is a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him into our care, he would have surely perished in the desert. Marquise, I want you to look after Akali. Do you understand? Yes, father. Marquise has a personal request to make of you. Excuse me, Akali, do you have a moment? It concerns this broken holage which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a ballpoint chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They are often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I do not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. A ballpoint chisel, you say, and a pair of needle-nose pincers? Those things don't come cheap, you know. Thal's balls! I mean, yes, that would be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. I saw someone in a really pretty dress just run past me. I wanted to know what dress it was. There it is. Oh, is that the princess gown? It is. Ooh. Oh, my tail sure is, clipping. In a bad way. It's super pretty, though. What's the skirt look like? The skirt is super lovely. You could do super cute stuff with that skirt. Anyway. Serious things are happening. Have you brought the tools I requested? There you go. Something occurs to me. Please wait here for a moment. It was for naught. Though I repair the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. Pardon me, Akali. This was a mistake. Please give the horologe to Sister Alund, and the man who once owned it is currently in her care, and I think it best it be returned to him. Good evening to you, madam. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say it measures the passing of time? Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald. I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquise said that it belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behoove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But, mayhap more importantly, how did Marquise manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Level 34. Oh, nope. Not as good. Sister Alund is staring at you with great sadness in her eyes. I recognize you now, Akali. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who have lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. Back to Viking Sands. Eh? You don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that I'll turn ye away, no sir. As you can see, we got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. 'Twas the stuff of nightmares, I tell ye. God's damned Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they have with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, did I see you around here before? Or do you just have one of them faces? Well, never mind. On the road, there's a carriage come to haul the bodies into the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of those folks are starting to turn. to the big fella? Ah, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss them in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough. That's pretty fucked up. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest, then? That should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the Lich Yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done. I see you decided to heed my advice. I pray that, in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that. For many, death came quickly. Rest assured that they will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them into Thal's realm. Sister Elune wishes to discuss one of the scions who perished in the Waking Sands. Although we can perform rites for many of the scions, there was one whom we cannot accept. Oh no. That's super bad. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solas. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with Sylphic traditions. I want to look that up, 'cause this one is surprised to see Walking One and Little Soulless. How can these ones assist Walking One? No, Roxia, but this one does not understand. No, Muxo, this one has heard much wailing. This one would know what has caused such distress. Terrible news, Elder One, awful news. Walking One has returned to Little Solace, but why? These ones have not requested further aid. Noraxia? How did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So not only Noraxia, but many of Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia! Noraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. Walking One was with Noraxia at the end. Tell this one that Noraxia was brave. Tell this one that Noraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noxia home, Walking One. These ones will also wish to thank Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones that these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When the time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones would not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. We thank you for your service to the church and to the sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I would remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Akali. Oh, the glasses are cute, but... Marquise believes he is being watched. I'm not imagining it, Akali. I know I'm being watched. This is different, sinister. It is as if I am under observation. The feeling comes and goes, but I felt it when I ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It will only take a moment. Oh, that's sweet of her. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unharmed? Thank the gods! I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something of my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment. alone. Wait, Father Alone must hear of this. Will you tell him for me? It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend, that such a thing should happen on holy ground! Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive about his garb or possessions? This is Garlean steel, which means the man who was watching Marquise was... Make haste to Camp Drybone at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the Seventh Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Cid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait, Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Cid, was it? Here. These belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
Who are you? Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of
Other primals.
worse.
My bad.
In her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Sid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity. So let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the Primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
The Enterprise. I have heard that name before, but where? Well, at least you were catering to the company of the buffoons every whim. While you were catering to the company of buffoons every whim, I was gathering information on our feathered foe. As a result, I was not present when the Garleans came. I suppose we should be grateful for our good fortune, though it matters little should Garuda show powerful enough to bring Eorzea to heel. Father Elude has some parting words for you and the others. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would be at last found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Acully. You wish to find this airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gabu Wall of Wulda. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Kurthus. If true, the airship would have passed the North Shroud, likely over Falgard Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhap the Serpent Station there have records of the events that transpired that day? I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself, and Sid Acully. Is there aught I can assist you with, miss? The Enterprise? You speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to records. I know the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Kurthus. What came of it after, that I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with, Votafar, well, that's a French name, Boyfora at Florentel Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I'm unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. You have come in search of Ornfot? Well and well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years, since before the great snows came to Kurthus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Bonafar wishes to tell you of the final flight of the Enterprise. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartanu, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then, all of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Kurthus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help you. But to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalamal ascended, they took shelter behind their gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. They may refuse you at first, but I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Boy, howdy. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Donadere? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? How absurd, as if we would permit an outsider to pursue the records of the Observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See of Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Sir Ludovic is doing the utmost to intimidate you into leaving. Hello, have mercy. Are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in the hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I do have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Donadere, as is mine. Let me take a good look at that. It's blue. Blue and silver. If it weren't for you, miss, I reckon they'd finish me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards! Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, miss. We are a proud people, we hold to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologians to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may pursue their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmail. I have somehow passed the observatorium. But does the hat actually increase your intelligence? I love that. Ah, the lady come in search of the airship? That is highly unorthodox. What could Sir Ludiwoswa be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian Forlemoa up there. If I just make the French names sound very French, then it can seem like I'm pronouncing them correctly. Le soir. Forlemoa. And just don't pronounce a lot of the consonants. That's what I've learned. Forlemoa. No, absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged on for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between southern nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Hallone's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Folema. I wish to speak with you regarding our recent... Oh, I didn't realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Galame, you honor us with your presence, sir, and this lady was just leaving. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Donaday's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Corthus 5 years ago, yes? You come to us at an inconvenient time, I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Corthus. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp of your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark while traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. I was not aware you aided House Donaday in that fashion. Thank you, madam. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Josiah, I bet the J does not sound like a J. Either way, Josiah is attempting to attract your attention. You there, madam. I could not help but overhear the conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of XIV in that vicinity. If you would seek out the astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be of great comfort to me. Bean. What a relief to see someone other than a goddamn birdman. I thought I would finish my work whilst the Exil were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope they might leave again before I froze to... Wait, who are you? You're not one of our knights. A man of House Dynadir cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, madam. Good grief. What if I was a believer in Halone? I'm not. But what if I was? I am not going the right way. Per usual. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you were eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you have already aided your own cause. House Dynadir is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion, as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sign of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the observatory's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. What I propose is that you petition Lord Poteline for an official introduction to the other high houses. The words of House Dynadir carry tremendous weight in Ishgard. Should the captain consent, you will have little trouble obtaining the information from the other high houses. Oh, I think it's right here. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics, then save a knight, and now I hear you rescued a man of a house. Our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. Absolutely. You've caught on to my plan. You know what that means. I'm gonna get you. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have been given us no case to distrust you, but while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses. It is only fitting that you aid us one final time. Wouldn't you agree? Lord Poteline requires you to perform a 3rd task on behalf of House Dynadir. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing ship. Worry not, for this task should take a woman of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. lest you intend to perform only a cursory search. Bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Helenate, further improving the chances that they indulge your request for aid. I need to take this quest too, but we will not do it right away. These are dark places, and only an adventurer may illume, and Sir Carliot is about to point the way to one such pit of peril. I have heard much of your doings, and I thank you, the woman, for this task. To the west is Decimal Darkhold. 'Twas meant to serve as the new keep of Lord Decimal, ever a friend to House Durnadere. But before the masons and carpenters could complete their work within the caves, hordes of voidsent appeared and drove them out. In the years since, the creatures have consolidated their presence. As such, we officially petition your assistance in reclaiming the Darkhold. All arrangements have been made, you need only give your assent. Speak with Sir Olfi at the ingress if you are with us, and she will tell you what you need to know. We will do that. Probably not today, but it will be done. Where am I going? I might as well finish it, but we won't do the dungeon today. Hold on. It is a bunny. Welcome to Decimal Darkhold, built to withstand all Dravanian ploys and plans. These were natural caves behind me. But until House Damsel began to enlarge, connect, and fashion them into a stronghold. Alas, a lack of voidsent struck, interrupting the work. Alas. Then, the confusion. Garleans infiltrated the keep. Alack! All in all, 'twas a fine mess. The Garleans were eventually forced into retreat, of course, but the voidsent remain, and so the fortress goes uncompleted, a home for abominations. Woe is us. Yet the war with the dragons rages, and no nights to spare for this noble mission. Even I am here strictly on a very long lunch break arranged by Sir Carliot. Please see that these abominations, Madam Adventure, Madam, I have much prowess with the paperwork, should you require aid of that sort. Yeah, that's a dungeon for probably tomorrow. It's difficult to say. Possibly next week. I am probably going to cut stream a little short today, or quite a bit short today. My throat is killing me. And all this talking is very hard for it. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? Gods bless you, friend. It's all here, every last... but wait, that chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. Bloody hells, that's the personal property of Lord Francel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury take me, a Dracanian rosary, in the possession of Lord Francel. Yet perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. Oh no! House Helenate is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, miss. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Helenate. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. I have bamboozled myself. Sir Colliot has something very important to tell you. Come closer and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a goodly, righteous man, wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Helenate for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Now go. You need not watch the skies so long as House Dinadare holds the observatorium. Should the Draconians come, the golden bell will sound, and all of Ishgard will hearken to its call. Yes, you look as though you have something to say. Do you? Is that an Edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to see me? Ah, I see. Sir Colliot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity he has not been seen in Crothis since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become a thrall of the dragons. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the Dracanian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they even harbor the slightest doubt... This will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered as of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It's only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship? I see. It may require prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Orchefont of House Fortamp commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. If worse comes to worse, seek the aid of we who bear the sigil of the Rose. House Helenate has battled the Dravanian horde since the rise of Ishgard, and we shall never yield. Let the rabble blither what they will over their rude cups. Fourth he may be of his father's loins, but Sir Francel is first in piety and discernment. Skyfire Locks can be in no better hands. I wish we didn't have to phrase it that way. Fourth of his father's loins. Blech. This man is dramatically chasing the sheep. in love. We came to find an airship, yet now we meddle in Ishgardian affairs of state? Gods, if Elise was here, you would never hear the end of it. I'm glad we left the observatorium. The people there were not friendly, though even here I can feel eyes upon us. We are not safe. So, I will call it here to spare my voice, and hopefully I will be feeling stronger and better tomorrow. My apologies. Tomorrow we will continue this and get a fair chunk through the game, I hope and believe. Thank you so very, very much for watching. I appreciate it so very much. I will be back 5 p.m. tomorrow, hopefully with a stronger, more sounder voice. If you are looking for updates, as if in the case that I lose my voice completely tomorrow, you can find those on Twitter, which is linked below. And if you are looking for the beginning of this series or any of my other series that I am currently playing or have played, you can find those on YouTube, which has also been linked below. Along with everyone who's helped make this stream possible. I appreciate it so very much, and everyone who comes to watch. Thank you, have a lovely evening, and I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Good night!